Will you be remembered? Or will you be an exhibit?
Melanie?
Yeah, so I met a client a year ago. He had some land and he wanted to develop into a retail center. And so funding wasn't right, whatever. About 2 months ago, he reaches back out and he said, "I'm ready. I'm ready to start building." And he liked me a year ago, but so I started talking to him and I could tell this is his first project and he was very, very specific, detailed, not trusting. And then I found out after the fact that he was working with a contractor who was trying to promote one of their own or one of their friends as a commercial agent. So didn't know that going in, but he was on me. He was, he wanted me to talk to him about this listing. It's going to end up being like 35,000 square feet of retail space. Phase one is under construction now with a pad site. So but it got to the point where he was starting to, I sent over a listing agreement and he wanted me to sign a 30-day, a 60-day, a 90-day, a 120-day. Like he was getting very much, and then in that 30 days, 40% of the building had to be leased. I mean, it was getting really, and I don't know if he didn't know what he didn't know or if he was trying to challenge me because this other guy said he had someone else. So I knew I had to come with something like really, really strong from a marketing plan standpoint. I mean, it got to the point where I said, "Listen, if we have to part ways, but I'm not going to sign something for 30 days. It's going to take this, this, and this, but I will prove to you, I will show you what my value is." Oh yeah, he was trying to negotiate commission too. But this is the process. These are the steps. These are the things I'm going to do. These are why you want me to do this listing. And so, yeah, so I had to go to Mark. I was begging for money for another event. And, he started showing me some things. And then I said, "Oh God, this is perfect." Because that Monday I owed this guy, a 6 month or a year marketing plan. And I knew I was going to be doing it all weekend. So Mark's like, and he started showing me the little bit of the tool. And then I'm like, "Well, wait, maybe I can do this." So we just started some prompts. And within 30 seconds, we had this most beautiful marketing plan. And he's going to show it to you down to the detail
Few
of
seconds.
the people I should be calling, Dutch Brothers Swig for that pad site. And then on the 9,000 square feet, the end cap should be restaurant X, Y, and Z. I mean, it was really, really specific. And then we get that. And then he does another little magic and he said, "Okay, now tell me how to contact these people." And again, he'll show you his exact prompts, but basically scan their LinkedIn profile and give me scripts. So not only did it save me a bunch of hours, it told me who to call, it told me how to talk to them. And I sent it to him. And when I tell you what, I've not heard a peep from him. It's, I'll check in with him on a text, every couple of days. Here's the progress, but it completely changed how either his view of me or my value prop or what I was going to do for him and gave him a much different comfort level. So, and actually he called me last week because now he's looking to buy property on that same road. He's looking, so now he's asking me to help him purchase additional land. So we went from me kind of being he's interviewing me to challenging me on my timing and my commissions to now all of a sudden, "Hey, what else can you help me find?"
Melanie, while he's getting this up, I want
Yep.
to ask you some questions about how this played out in front of the client, right?
Yeah.
You have all this information that's poured out by this GPT. How did you prepare it to put in front of the clients once you had it? Here you go. Go for it.
I did put it in. I went into RealNex, and I went into the templates and I kind of took out I did a proposal, but I took out all the pages and I plopped it in. I made the front and the back really, really pretty. And so I emailed it to him first. And then we got on a call and we talked about it. And I think I didn't have to say very much after that because I think one of the things he really liked obviously was there was a plan, right? That I had a plan and I wasn't just going to put a sign up and I wasn't just going to put it on CoStar and LoopNet, but there was a plan as to who I was going to attract. And then he loved the KPIs because in his initial thing to me was, I want 40% leased at such and such and by such and such time. And so what I did on the listing agreement, I did put that we would, it would be I would give him like a month or a weekly touch base, like progress reports, and I put KPIs. I monitor them a little bit or change them a little bit just because I knew from a time standpoint some of it was impossible. But I think the fact that there were checkpoints, and on the agreement I put, if I'm not meeting these checkpoints, then you have a way out after 6 months. So I put that, I gave him that reassurance. But I think it was the KPIs and the fact that that it was laid out that I was going to call Dutch Brothers. Like I wasn't just going to put signs up and put it on LoopNet and cross my fingers. That there was a plan of attack. But I met with him and the
You were actually
contractor.
going to go out and do the work, and you tethered that work result back into
Yes.
your right to be hired or stay hired.
Yes.
Love
And
that. That's
I can
win-win.
guarantee the other person in both of these deals didn't do that. They did not give either one of these clients anything remotely close to that.
I love that.
Yeah. And
I love that.
yeah,
And
and
so
I think just going back to, I was listening to ChatGPT and people using that. I've used everything. I've used ChatGPT. I've used Gemini Pro. I have that now. Claude,
it's almost like
Perplexity.
your calling card whenever like old school dating. Like I've gone through all these pages of the
Oh
little
no, I
book.
have. I mean, trust me, and I've done this since I've been doing commercial, every shiny new penny. I mean, I gotta have that. Nothing is close to this, and the amount of time that it saved. And Mark and I were talking about that because he's like, tell me why this worked. And I said, and my first thought was it saved me 10, 12, 20 hours worth of work, but part two was it validated everything, like my value prop. It scripted it, it wrote it out for me. I can come and say I'm going to do all this, but it was bulleted and clear, and this is why I deserve that commission, because I'm going to do all this. I'm not just going to put a sign up and put something on LoopNet and then hopefully that someone comes and looks at it. So he kind of, we were talking about that when this happened, but yeah, that was it. Nobody is sending, at least to these two clients, nobody's giving them anything like that.
I love that. The other thing it did that I think is really useful, that most of our GPTs or your Copilot, your Gemini, whatever you're using, doesn't always give you the best answer, was it gave you scripts both for how to manage objections with the client when that showed up, so you were prepared to win the business in the first place.
Yes.
But then it gave you email and prospecting scripts for in the aftermath. And the way that Mark helped tailor that question of, help me understand why these are the right clients. Did you feel like the email scripts or the prospecting scripts worked in your favor whenever you went to go actually promote this?
Yeah, but
this
I didn't give him that stuff, right? I told him
No,
I
that's
had it.
yours. That's
Yeah.
your playbook.
Yes. So he didn't get that. He didn't get a copy of that, but I said I've already identified who the key people are on these franchises or these businesses. So I have my list of phone calls. Now again, we have a cadence, we're going through obviously creating the sign and doing some things, but yeah, it definitely the fact that I had those people already and that I was ready to start making calls and reaching out to them,